Hello guys, and in that section I will just make a very short introduction about how you can run all the things in the homework number 2, kind of for some stake. First of all, I will run everything on Excel to just let you know about how will be the process of running a regression model. Actually, it has been provided in another video on the chapter number 5. But however, I will do it one more time for you to just make sure that everything will be clear. So remember about in this case, I want to save for the data. For example, I have not get the data, yes, and I want to save for the data into my working directory. Remember to just collect it, right, and then copy it. So if you really want to do it, you want to grab for the data. Actually, over here, I want to get the data of the electric daily data file, right? Remember about my elect daily, right? This is my data. Okay, this is my data, and this is all the thing including like the demand, workday, and the temperature, and also the trend line. So I try to say it by write the CSV, a new CSV file with the elect daily data, and then put into the name of the data. I want to save them into my working directories. This is my working directory in my local computer, and it depends on your local computer working directory too. So it's up to you. You will be the one who decides what will be, where should be the day to do. Okay, so I put it in name the elect daily if I want. .csv, that should be the name of my file, and you will see how they can appear over here, how they can represent over here right after I run the code. So I execute for the coding, and you see it had been created. Now should be the time for us to go and run for regression model, time series regression model on the elect daily time. Okay, so this is my data. The first one, they has been in the A1 cell, it has been empty, so I put it like trend. So that means they know that should be the first observation into the 365 observation of the year, right? However, one more time, this will be the trend, and I want to move it. I want to move it into the end of this one. Okay, I want to move it into the end of this one, and I insert it here. The reason why I want to do it, because I'm going to run for the regression model, and my model including for demand, right? That will be beta 0 plus 4 beta 1 time for workday, for example, and then plus for beta 2 time for temperature, and plus for beta 3 time for the trend. Okay, for this one I have to make sure that all the independent variable will be like continuous and contingent. This means they will be together, they are not separated compared to the previous section of the previous version of the data. So this, in this way, this could be the dependent variable, and 3 independent variable, they go together. Okay, and now the time for us to run for the data analysis. In case like you don't have the data analysis bottom in the data, bottom of the data of the Excel, so you have to take it out by going to option and going to add in, and one more time going to Excel, add in, and go and click on the 3 options like this: analysis toolbar, VBA, and the server add-in, and you click OK. With me, I already installed for the data for the package, so I'm not really necessary to do it. But with you, that take about like less than a minute to just impact and install for all the package into Excel, and now it's going to be available. So one more time, you go into data, and the data analysis will be available there. You click on and select for the regression, okay, regression model, and you say OK. So Y input Y ran over here, and you select for the demand, okay, and select all the Y input of the Y ran. Remember, because I use for the demand like dependent variable, okay, And also for input xren, I select for all the independent variable. Don't forget to click on label. That means they understand that the label in the first round, that means the data itself is not really complicated. And the first observation of the data, okay, the first observation of the data, they will be not the observation but just the name of the variable. And output when I put it over here and I click OK. There's something wrong. Oh yeah, because they just override on the other. It's okay. It's totally okay. Okay, and this will be the result. The thing will be like you have to run it one more time on your computer. Okay. Okay. Now, when the data has been available, and when the data has been available, and you already have the daily data, and you already changed for all the information about the trend data. You can anyway like one more time just recreate for the data one more time to rearrange everything into the right order, but it's not necessary when you input them into the RapidMiner. But remember to save them all, right, and clean the regression model if it's necessary. And now should be the time for you to just import the electric data into the RapidMiner. And in the RapidMiner, I require you guys to run for some kinds of basic function on RapidMiner to just create for the regression model. Okay, so until now, the thing I really want you will be like you import the data into the RapidMiner. So go to the operator section and use the read CSV. Okay, CSV, alright, and the function will be available here, and you draw it up here. Okay, so first of all, run, and I want to collect the data first. So input the data, and I select for my data for my computer. Remember about your working directory and where you save for the data sets. So according to what I'm doing, it say into my homework number 2, the folder and the data over here. I say next. Okay, and it looked like that no problem with all the thing, and the data is kind of well organized. So I say next, and the data has been clarified about this is real data, the real number, this is integers, real integers. It look like that no problem. So I would say yeah, no problem, and finishes. So if I just easily run it, I have the data over here, right? And the last time I showed you how you can run everything on kind of like basic descriptive statistic for the data, and you can also see some kind of like data visualization. But not the main point about this part. I want you guys to just conduct for other kinds of process. So after when I already import the data into RapidMiner, I want you guys to use now the function set. You can select attribute. Okay, actually like over here it's not necessary, but I want you to select attribute. So in case like you feel like with the 4 variable you have in the data, you don't want it, so you can select for all the data or just one single variable or a subset from the data sets, or you omit all the missing values or numeric variable field. That's depend on you. So over here I just use subsets, and I select for the attribute. Actually over here I use all the variable, but in case you think like we have a longer list and we just want like from like 10 different variable, we just need to use 4. So I can easily do it with this way. Okay, and I run it and select for the variable. So this is all the variable or attribute that's available, and this is selected attribute we want to do, and we apply. And one more thing I want to set, or I want to set row function. So with the RapidMiner, when you really want to run for the regression model, you have to clarify about what variable will be the dependent variable and what will be independent variable. So over here, I need the demand to be dependent variable, right? I need the demand like the dependent variable. So go up here and I select for demand, And instead of regular, I will use it like a label. Prediction could be later used for the other prediction model, but with this one I use label. Okay, and that's will be the data is be selected. Okay, so if you run it one more time, you can see like now the thing will be changed a little bit. So with the demand, they be highlighted, and they understand that the model now over here, they will be automatically selected at the special attribute. This will be the dependent variable. Okay, with the other kinds of stuff, it has been not available. And we one more time go to the design, and the last thing I want to just apply in will be the linear regression model. Okay, so linear regression model, and I select it over here and put into the line. Remember about that, I over here I'm not really required for all the kinds of stuff, but you can just add into some other result, just make it out all over here. And I'm not required about any kind like the different or the change in the default option of the linear regression model. You just say it all here. Okay, but just run it one more time, and you select it and execute for the process. Alright, now you see for the result data, you have the weights of all the attributes and the coefficient. If you go and see for the data example data sets and the regression model, it's provide for not only just the intercept but also for the coefficient and all the other kinds of result, right? Thank you so much.